Hello everyone, Jeffy back at you again, and today we're going to be talking about GameStop. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything that you can think of about our favorite one-stop shop gaming supply store. Not really a gaming supply store because they don't really have a lot of gaming supplies, but you know what I mean. Um, so we're going to jump into this with some pros and cons, and I have a list of notes down here. So don't mind me looking up and down. I'm sorry about that. I just have a terrible memory. But anyways, like I said, jumping right into this. So very first, of course, what are they known for? Aside from ripping people off, used games. So this one, all of these are going to be a lot of the pros are going to be pros and cons kind of things. So used games. Of course, they sell the used games, and they do have good prices on some games. Like I went in there and I saw Titanfall or something like that for a pretty decent price. I can't remember how much it is for a couple-year-old game now. But for the most part, it's good to have it, especially if you have the power up rewards cards, which I will talk about that in a minute. Um, but it's pretty good prices compared to buying it new, even though it's a couple dollars off. The bad thing is it might be scratched. The good thing about that is they will take it back as long as you have the receipt and everything. So that's the pre-owned games or used games, whatever they want to call it. Two, they took over ThinkGeek. So now, instead of having to go online, you can go to GameStop and buy some ThinkGeek stuff. You can still buy it from offline, but still, you can hold it in your hand before you buy it. Any of their products. Well, not any of them, but depends on where you're at. Next up, midnight launch. So everybody loves going to a good midnight launch, to a game that they've been waiting on forever. Now, whenever I say that, I'm talking about a few years ago, whenever it was actually fun to go to one, and not compared to the one that I went to for Fallout 4, where there was a lot of people, which was awesome. And I do love hearing everybody talking about the game that's about to come out, everybody that's talking about the games that did come out already. But compared to other years, like whenever I went to my very first one, to Halo 3, it was tons of people all the way out through the parking lot, everything you can think of. It was awesome. We were all ordering pizza. We were having fun. Um, it was just a good time. Everybody was talking about the old games, new games, everything. This one was more like everybody was sitting around using vapor things. I don't even know what they're called. They're vaping. I hate even using that word, but yeah, they were vaping and it was awkward. And I just sat in the car with my wife and my daughter, and we talked about the game. But yeah, I had some people to go hang out with, but I had to go do some shopping at the local Walmart. So yeah, it's not like it used to be, but I still enjoy going out there and talking to some of the people and hanging out with all of them. All of these people here for the same common goal, pretty much. Next up, again, Power Up Rewards card. Excuse me. So the Power Up Rewards card is a card that you pay a annual fee for, about I think it's $15. You get a magazine, you get which has like all kinds of gaming related news in it. I know you can find it all online, but it's nice to have a physical magazine sometimes. So you get the magazine, you get discounts on some games, you get some discounts on some used games, you get discounts on guides and stuff like that, especially whenever it's about to come out. You get 2-for-1s, all kinds of stuff, and that's really cool that they implement that. Yeah, it's a little bit more money a year, but that $15, depending on how much you shop at GameStop, is worth it, in my opinion. So here's one that if this was Venn diagram, it would be stuck right in the middle. Pre-orders. Now, pre-orders is a thing in itself, and the reason that I put this one for GameStop and not just a general thing yet, I will make another video about this, I'm sure, eventually, but not right now. So, GameStop slash Rhinos Games, which was GameStop before EB and GameStop was around in my town. It was all in the same building, all that good stuff. But the reason I lumped this into it by itself is because this is the first place that I was able to pre-order games before it came out. So I'm not going to use Amazon, Walmart, anything like that right now. And so why this is good is because one, I'm terrible with money. I mean, I can admit that I'm terrible with money. So if a game comes out and I don't pre-order the game, then I might not get it until later on because I might not save up that money to get that game. Especially if it's like a collector's edition or something, I definitely won't save up $100 and some odd dollars for a game unless I give somebody my money, say hold that for me for this game, and yeah, so that's what GameStop does for me. Now, again, I will get more into detail about why pre-ordering is bad, okay? Um, but just in general, pre-ordering is bad for the gaming industry, and what it's turning into is bad. Used to, again, it was awesome because you could just go up to the store, hey, can I pre-order this game? Maybe you can get some exclusive content. Again, all this will be in another video. But maybe you can get some exclusive content and stuff like that. Nothing game changing, but a little, costume or something like that in the game. Uh, and you were, again, that leads back to the midnight launch kind of thing, and so that kind of ties in together, and that was awesome because you pre-ordered the game and all these people are here, and yeah, so all that was fun. But there's also a dark side to pre-ordering, and again, it's just bad for now, unless they change something drastically or just get rid of pre-ordering in general. So I'm not going to stay on that one much longer because I want to do a whole nother video about that, and just keep checking in with me, and maybe I'll have something. Next up, the price GameStop buys your games at. I was actually going to do some research on how much they will take your games back for. So, for instance, if Fallout 4 just came out not too long ago, if I went back up there without the receipt and was like, okay, I want to sell this game and trade it in for another game. I went up there not too long ago and traded in Super Smash Brothers. What was it? The Wii U. I can't remember which one it was, but I traded that in, and I got like $30 for it, which was okay for a trading game. But then I had something that was a little bit newer than that, and I got even less than the Super Smash Brothers. So that was pretty crappy. Again, I was gonna do research and figure out how much it was, but nobody got time for that. Okay, but it's not even worth it to go sell your games. Plus, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna sell the game unless it was a crap game, which you should have just taken a receipt up there and got your money back for anyways. But if it was a good game, like if you were playing Halo or something like that, and it's a good game, just keep it unless it's completely played out and it's scratched up and everything like that, then just give it to someone else. Don't even worry about selling it, just give it to someone else that will actually appreciate it compared to GameStop. But I mean, it's a good thing at the same time that you can trade in these games because you can, if you have like a million games, you can possibly buy a brand new game. But still, in my opinion, in my times that I have sold games, 9 times out of 10, I've regretted it because I miss playing the games and everything. But I always buy a new game with those games. Like, for instance, I got rid of all my Halo and Xbox games because I wanted to get a PS4, and I regret it because now all of them are gone. But hey, Xbox backwards compatibility, that's always the thing. Now, the very last thing on my pros and cons list, and then I'm going to be talking about what GameStop is for some people and what it can do, is the employees. Now, I'm not going to rag on the employees themselves because it's not their fault what they have to do, but more or less the management on these poor souls that have to sell you these games and tell you about all their good deals and stuff. They pretty much make robots out of the employees, and the managers there. I like some of them, but some of them are really, really bad about this. So you go into a GameStop and they're like, "Oh, welcome to GameStop." That's good. Okay. Any store's gonna do that. Anywhere you go into freaking Popeyes, they're gonna, "Hey, welcome to Popeyes." But GameStop keeps on going. Welcome to GameStop. We have this game coming out. We have this game coming out. That's this game. Okay, just ignore that. Go look at your games. Whatever. That's fine. But then you get up there with your game, and it's some raggedy old copy of freaking Batman freaking Begins on, I don't know. Anyways, something stupid, right? And they know for a fact because you're paying $1 for this game, you're not going to be buying another game. But anyways, they ask you, "Oh, would you like to pre-order the new Assassin's Creed / Call of Duty / this, that. Just shut up and sell me the game. Just shut up and sell me the game. Just shut up and sell me the game. That's all I want. I just want the game. Don't try to sell me stuff. But that's their job. I'm not going to blame the employees for that, but I blame the management that makes the employees do this. And I know they're not getting much money. But so the employees have to sit there and talk to you the whole entire time, to all these socially awkward gamers, not really, but to all these people. And yeah, I just feel bad for the employees realistically, and for everybody that has to be hassled by them. And now they have the credit card that's out, and they hassle everybody about that. And so it's like 8 questions before you can get your game. So what is GameStop for people, and in comparison to mom and pop places? Okay, so if you're lucky enough to live in a bigger town, for instance Jacksonville, Florida, or something like that, where they have more than one, if one, local mom and pop place that does buy newer games, and you can sell them your games for a decent price and stuff like that, that is awesome. Go there. They will cut you way better deals than anything GameStop will even attempt to try to sell you, whether it's old consoles, new consoles, whatever. Excuse me. GameStop will try to rip you off because they're trying to get money, and that's what I mean. The mom and pop places are going to want money too, but if you go there enough, if you go there for years, like at least a year, they're going to start to know your name. Excuse me, I just drank a lot of water. They're going to start to know your name. They're going to start to, try to hang out with you. They're going to try to, have fun with you, try to get you into whatever they're going to be doing. So, for instance, like if they're having a Halo competition or whatever, just to get together, they're going to try to invite you to that. For instance, I have a small mom and pop place. They've moved around my town a few times, but they've been here for a while now. And it's not like I was a legitimate customer that came in every single day. I used to, whenever I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh all the time, I used to go in there all the time and get Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But once I grew out of that, it's not like I went in there all the time. But still, to this day, I can walk into this place and the owner, John, would be like, "Oh, hey Dylan," or "Hey guy," whatever he wants to call me that day. He'll be like, "Oh, hey, I just got this new stuff in, and check this out and stuff." And I got a Super Nintendo from him for pretty cheap with or what was it? Zelda or something like that. I can't remember. I got a Super Nintendo from him for a decent price, and I got a regular Nintendo for a good price with Zelda. And it was perfectly functional. He said, "Bring it in if there's any problems. I'll give you another one." All that good stuff. And he's open pretty much all week, except for on the weekends, because he goes somewhere else and sells stuff. But still. So that's the benefits of mom and pop place. Benefits of GameStop is for people like me in a small town that have maybe one mom and pop place, and they don't really sell newer games that often or at all, or if all they do is specialize in older stuff, then you don't really have that opportunity to buy older, like 2, 3, 4 year old games or newer games or anything like that, or benefit from the pre-order stuff if your parents don't let you use their card, or if you don't have a card or anything like that. So you can't benefit from any pre-order stuff, nothing, unless you have a GameStop. And that's what it's for. GameStop is for the people that are either newer to gaming and they need to know what's coming out and they're wanting to explore their horizon instead of just playing Call of Duty. They want to figure out what is out there. So GameStop employees can help you there. Same thing with mom and pop places. But GameStop is good for people that don't really have many mom and pop places around, or any like older brothers or sisters that can help them out in their gaming endeavors. So pretty much what I'm saying is, me personally, I enjoy GameStop. I would prefer not to shop there if I had the choice. Like, I used to have another gaming store that actually sold newer games, and I would rather shop there. But for the time being, in the place that I'm living at, that's gonna have to be my makeshift mom and pop place until I find another store that actually sells better stuff, sells trading cards and figures, all that good stuff. And I know places, they're just hours away from me. That's the problem. They're at least an hour away from where I live. So always give GameStop a chance. Don't just throw it down in the dirt. I understand it's annoying having to go into a corporation that sucks the life out of people, but you got to do what you got to do, people. You got to do what you got to do. So I hope this video helped you out in, seeing if GameStop was truly evil or truly good, because it's not. It is blatantly lawful good, or lawful neutral, pretty much. It is neutral. Not even lawful. It's just neutral, down the middle. It wants your money. I don't know what that would be, but anyways. As always, stay beautiful, stay sexy, and stay chefy, and hit those like and other buttons down there for me, and subscribe. And I love you guys, and have a good night.